To throw on second down. Russell is going to fire one deep over the middle. And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on, third down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the
flex round! Flex round!
On third down, Russell. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. Whoa! It still won't go down. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. And a nice gain of 21 yards. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10, right at the 40. Off play action. Russell. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop it.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack.
Here we go! What?
Looking to throw. Russell. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. The 20. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
That was a beautifully executed screen pass. Let the rushers get upfield. The blocking forms in front. Lofted it to the runner. And now, not only does he have open space in front of him, he's got an escort as well, and they pick up big yardage.
Now the first carry for Bush. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Back-to-back nice gains.
Off of each other while controlling the defensive front and linebackers. You're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage. Off of each other while controlling the defensive front and linebackers. You're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
Operating from the gun, Russell. And he's in. Touchdown, Raiders. Operating from the gun, Russell. Extra point forthcoming. Extra point right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. A dump underneath to Jones. Space to maneuver at the 40. And all the way down to the 41-yard line. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. Just the first quarter, but tackling going to be so important going forward. They've got to limit plays like that.
And that's something when you see it happen early in the game and they don't get him on the ground, you can always tell that they were concerned about it going in. Because I can just tell you, from my days, I remember being in college and worrying all off-season about our season opener. It would have been a
different story.
Long night.
Here we go.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up third down. In need of a conversion on third down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense.
Come on, let's go.
Now back to throw. This is Johnson. He's got it. It's the first time that they've looked his way tonight, and
It's a game that you just figure you're going to be in each and every year, and it's because of catches like that. That's why he goes.
the Lions into the red zone for the first time. They come up 1st and 10 at the 16.
Let's go.
Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. They were looking for Johnson that time, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Come on, let's go. Try 38.
Looking to throw. Completing it to the right side, Johnson. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. His first catch there, good for 10 yards. And
In this situation, the field is really condensed, partner. So if he's going to throw the football, it has to be pinpoint here.
I was going to ask you about that. Field shrinks, has to be sharper, but it's been a good opening drive so far.
Now they just want to see if they can cap it off with the bell ringer and put it in the end zone.
Now the Raiders are going to use another timeout here. And that's their second charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining.
Flex round. Flex round. Let's go. 1, 9. 1.
Back to throw again. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Able to get there and pick it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
And he's going to lose yardage back to his own 1-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Back to throw. Russell throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. A big play that time for the Raiders, and even 40 yards.
So what's the old expression that quarterbacks like to use when they decide to throw the football? I'm looking for either a touchdown or a check down. And he took the check down on that play, and it worked almost to perfection.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And that's going to be knocked away and incomplete. And with it, time has expired on the first quarter. So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40.
Hey. 4 down.
Look at the dance and the juke. Almost unstoppable on the ground there as that one is good for 39.
That outside handoff to the left, that play has to warm the heart of an offensive line coach because they controlled the left side where they were supposed to, but they didn't allow anything to leak from the backside on the right side of the offensive line either. Well played.
Yeah, and it created a big run. Now a handoff looking right. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. A great effort there. Ready for the regular season with his second touchdown of the game. And the Raiders add 6 to their lead. Point after, right down the middle. And it's now 14-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. So here come the Lions now. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
Come on, let's go. Brad 38.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Stanton goes underneath for Bell. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll be 3rd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Come on, let's go. White 90.
From the gun on 3rd down. Stanton finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Call it a gain of 3. And it'll be 4th down. They're going to try and throw. And this is incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Raiders with the football now in excellent field position. The Raiders offense now, they trot back out. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Throwing on first is McCown. A quick hitter complete. It's Stewart. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
4 down, check. Down to go.
They'll hand it off to Bush. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
Go, 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 run. They don't want it, fellas. They don't want it. Keep
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he'll be well short of a 1st down as he stopped again right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And the lead will grow. It's now 17-0. So a good snap, good hold, and right down the middle.
Never in doubt. Just the way you used to hit them, partner.
You mean like kicking the ball?
Exactly.
Well, that was a
Balls on fourth down when they decide to go for it. It's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
So that one a hold right guard.
And you understand. Grab a jersey in order to make the play happen, got caught for the penalty.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20.
Hey, here we go. Grand 38. Grand 38. Ohio.
From the gun, Stanton. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down.
Come on, let's go. What?
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. Seems like this defense, especially the secondary, has really been contesting about every throw in this first half.
Remind me of a good half.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to let this one go deep. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. That one will go down as 33 yards on the third down conversion. The big play has him all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Now a 1st down carry by Jones. And he is met at
Here we go. Brand 38. Brand 38.
On second down, it's Jones. Slipped one tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. The Lions on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 11.
Come on, let's go. Brand 38. Brand 38.
He'll look to throw. It's caught. Jones. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A gain of 32 that time.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield, but when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
Come on, let's go.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. Eric Armstead. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. We'll come back to Oakland after this.
Here we go.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And his throw here is incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Let's go. Brand 38.
Back to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
This defense is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there.
And that is no good. No good. Wide to the left. And this score will stay right where it is. So an empty possession there. What do you think went wrong, Charles?
Well, it looked like maybe the plant leg might have given way just a little. And when that happens, guys have a tendency to pull through the ball to compensate. And in doing so, sent this one off target.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now they try the right side here. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. And they'll go with the ground attack here. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
On play action, it's McCown. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
We've watched this a long time, and I
yeah, well, they're silly, and it leads to a play-action sack. Here's the Raiders punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. He'll return it from the 6. Good blocking there. Nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the Lions will take over. So the Lions offense ready to go back out onto the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Johnson was the intended receiver. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Now, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Drops it to Jones in the flat. He's got a convoy, and he might be gone. Touchdown, Detroit. A great play there as the first half is winding down.
Said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a
So the lead back down to 10 as things get a little more interesting, and the kick is away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Now the Oakland offense heading back onto the field to take over. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
On 1st down, McCown. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. McCown again on 2nd and 10. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. So we have reached halftime in our first preseason matchup. Probably not likely to see many starters in the second half as we get back at it underway in this preseason opener. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards.
scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for him. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 20.
Right along with you, because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to make it 3rd down and 10. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Johnson. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 15 yards through the air and a 1st down. He'll drop to throw. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight. Unable to find anyone open.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. With a catch made by Johnson. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. And boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables. Otherwise, they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said?
And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. Armstead in there to get him for his 2nd sack of the night. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 47. 20, 10, 5, and the Raiders are in for 6. Touchdown. Short throw, pick 6 right there. Those linebackers, they love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
The extra point up and good. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Williams to return. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Here's the Lion offense now as they get ready to take over. And following the pick 6, and they had decent field position in throwing that pick 6. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told him, and they told us, they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
He gets it left side to Johnson. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
Yeah, when we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time. Really honing.
That's caught inside the 20. And give him a gain of 37.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. Had a little arc on it. He's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play on the football.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit, as his guys are in for 6. And the Lions are able to draw a bit closer. Now the try here for the extra point.
Brandon, they just got the ball, and already they're in the end zone, and you're getting ready to talk about the PAT. That was fast.
They go for just one here as it's up and good. And the lead down to 10, 24-14. So the lead back down to 10 as things get a little more interesting, and the kick is away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Now this time, McCown will throw, and it's incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away, but the bottom line is that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
The Raiders on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. A tremendous return there, 39 yards. And the Lions will have excellent field position here as they take over 1st and 10. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. They come in off a touchdown drive the last time they had the ball that cut down that lead. Now the defense has done their part, got them the football back.
Momentum started to shift a little bit when they scored the touchdown. It increased when the defense got them the ball back. Momentum definitely in their favor. Now they got to keep things cranking, keep it on high so they can keep cutting into that lead.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll try and get the running game going with Jones. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge, whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end, in the direction they want to run the football? If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
Let's go! What? 90!
Again, it's Jones. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10. A give to Jones. And he'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 14-yard line.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
The give is to Jones. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. A great effort there. Ready for the regular season with his 2nd touchdown of the game. Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. Extra point splits the uprights, and that cuts the lead to 3, 24-21. So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away. And this will now making their way toward the huddle. Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession. That was punt the football, because this game's starting to tighten up.
In a basketball sense, you think about taking a little bit of the air out of the ball, right? Maybe milk some clock, limit the possessions. In this case, they might want to do the same thing, but control the game offensively. Put together some first downs, put together a drive, and keep it away from them.
It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up second.
Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
Now this time he'll look to throw. Throw left side, taken in by Miller. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. The reception good for 7. It's third down.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on second down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on third down.
Throwing is McCown on third down. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. He's picked off at his own 46. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He's going to look deep down the field. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on at second down.
I remember a coach telling me a long time ago the difference between playing corner and safety in the NFL. Corner is like the Autobahn. Everybody just flying by, and these corners have been really busy in this game, although they got it done on the last play.
On the last play, yes, but there have been some good numbers put up against them offensively. Now back to throw. A dump underneath to Jones. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. Back now in the East Bay. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. The Lions on third down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. Here it's 3rd and 3. They'll try and run for it with Jones. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. And that one good for 16 yards and a first.
Well, partner, what do you think? Might have been 4-down territory if they didn't pick it up, but...
Yeah, it's a moot point now. I was curious, so if they didn't get it there, would they have gone for it? I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, we didn't have to make that call, but I have a feeling both of us would have said, go for it.
And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. And they'll get him down right about the 20. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
It went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Yeah, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
Here we go. Grand 38.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. He's going to go up top for the end zone. And they went for a big play through the air on second down. Couldn't connect. Now it's 3rd.
Trying to erase that deficit all at once. One big shot. He took it. Unfortunately for him, incomplete.
The Lions on third down. They've been very good. 5 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 8.
Let's go. What? Nothing. What? Nothing.
They'll look to throw. And he's going to go down here. A sack. They push him back to the 34. Eric Armstead bringing the pressure again, and that is his 3rd sack here tonight. And this one is right down the middle. And in the fourth quarter, this game is tied. I tell you, the life of a kicker. He has not been called on the entire game. He's over there by the net, but they send him out here in the fourth quarter and say, hey, go tie the game, will you? And guess what? He comes through.
I just don't know how they do it. I really don't. These cats are a different breed from you and me. That's a pressure kick, but that one was never in doubt. Well, so much for the worry about how they would be after losing their lead. What a big-time return to seize the momentum back.
Now the Raiders offense, they get set to head back on the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. On second down, here's McCown. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up third.
You got to give some credit. They're able to hop up in the air and bat that one away. And that's frustrating for an offensive lineman because the only recourse is when he goes in the air to try and give some type of a pop or a shove, hoping to bring his arms down.
Now McCown. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he gets it down to the 32. 5 yards on the pickup, and that's going to bring up a fourth down. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This to break our fourth quarter tie. Now the holder's going to keep it. He's going to try to run for it. They're not going to get it. They try to move the chains with a surprise, but it's a turnover on downs. What do you think, Charles? Too big of a risk? I mean, why not just take the lead there here in the fourth?
I know many subscribe to the theory that fortune favors the bold. And in this situation, that was a bold move. Faking it in that situation, fortune didn't shine on them in that case. Now they've got to play defense and try to prevent them from scoring and losing this one.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Francis. First down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. After the penalty, it's Jones. He'll get it to the 23-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
They'll go again to Jones. Skirts by at the 15. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. Jones. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. Now, what's the thinking here? Because a touchdown would be nice, but you've ensured yourself a chance at 3 in the lead, so how worried are you about the 6?
You're not very worried about if you're confident in your kicker. And if you got a kicker who can put it through the post, you feel really good about trying to bleed that clock down. In an ideal scenario, your kicker puts it through the post as the clock hits zeros.
And now this defense trying to use the clock to their advantage. They'll take the timeout here with 2:08 left. And then they'll have another stop coming up at the 2-minute warning. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down.
Let's go. 1-9.
They'll look to throw here. And did he get the feet down? No. They'll say he did not. It's incomplete.
Okay, I'm not quite sure how to judge that. Maybe didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics short.
Yeah, fourth quarter, maybe you do start to watch as the arm there, the leg's still there. This has been a tough game. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. And this one is right through. And that will break our tie and give them a 3-point lead. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. Finding room at the 30. And he's going to get this all the way up to the 30-yard line. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Back to throw. He's got a man complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. An excellent pickup of 34 yards. And they'll try to save the timeouts to use on defense if need be as he runs up and spikes it. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. The Raiders on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This is going to be 3rd and 13. He'll look to throw. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. Couple extra defensive backs out there in the dime, and because of that, really not many places to throw the football, if any.
And typically, what would you want to do against that dime?
Run the football.
You want to run the ball, but you can't do it in this situation. Not nearly enough time on the clock. You're having to really navigate against a tough defense presented against you.
We've seen some big kicks in the NFL the last few years, and that one might just rank right up there.
And you know, you can hear the crowd react, right? But I was focused in on the sideline and watched them absolutely erupt. I don't know how many of them thought that he was actually going to make that kick, but how about how they felt when the ball went over the post?
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. So out now come the Lions. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play. But if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
See if they can do just that. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
He'll look to throw. Going for the deep ball. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. That hold coming from the left side of the line.
Hands got caught in the cookie jar on that one, and the flag came out. Penalty against them.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold.
Here we go. Try 38.
Back to throw here. Trying to lay one up deep. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the 2nd quarter, he may very well run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
The Lions on 3rd down, 5 out of 9 thus far. This is 3rd and 16.
Flex round. Flex round. Come on, let's go. Try 38. Try 38.
They'll drop to throw. And this one incomplete. So the clock stopped now with 20 seconds remaining. He has had a great game defensively. He's been east-west, north-south, everywhere.
Yeah, and I love how you described that, because to be a great defender, you have to be able to move up and back, sideline to sideline, and he's been fantastic. Reminds me of a young Charles Davis when he was playing Madden.
Absolutely. Oh, wow. I thought you were going on the field, but okay, I see you. A field position changer there. 49 yards on the punt. Couple that with a loss on the return. And control of the football switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest. Back to throw, McCown. Throw left side complete. It's Curry. So now with 6 seconds remaining, we get a timeout on the field.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
To throw is McCown. He's going to air one out. And this one is incomplete. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
The Lions offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. They're set for their first drive here in overtime, and this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing, because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
It's been loud in here so far. Here's Jones. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Now a first throw here in overtime. Goes underneath for Bell. And running with power here. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Let's go.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it And that'll fall incomplete. Johnson the intended target, and now it's second down. Overtime here out west, and you got a team from the Eastern time zone. Maybe their body clock's a little thrown off, or is that overhyped?
I don't think it's overhyped, and I think that for most teams, you're hoping that your mind overrules your body, because your body's looking for slippers and bedtime clothes, right? They're looking for the pajamas. But in this case, you've got to stay with it mentally. And what a lot of teams do, they never change their watches. They always say on East Coast time and just go ahead that way to try and defeat any of the effects of moving to the west.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well.
Let's face it, you can run the route tree as many times as you want, get in sync, practice it, do all those things. But once you get to game speed, it doesn't always time up quite that well. That one goes incomplete.
They'll set up a throw. He's got his man. It's Williams. His first catch, and it's a big one in overtime. It's a first down. Charles, you get into these overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial into.
Well, when you have to have plays, especially in a spot as you just described, we're in OT, you've got to go to the guys you can trust and you know are going to make the plays. Where they say, it's not the X's and the O's, it's the Jimmies and the Joes.
So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. They'll run it now out of the gun. And an alley to run. And he is in for the score.